Now, a special court in Uttar Pradesh has found Mukhtar Ansari guilty in the Awadhesh Rai murder case. A setback there for Mukhtar Ansari, I beg your pardon, as a special court has in fact deemed him guilty, and this is concerning the Awadhesh Rai murder case. Mukhtar Ansari, the cases against him are mounting. We have seen what had really happened with Asad Ahmed and Atiq Ahmed and how that entire controversy really played out in Uttar Pradesh, and how similar things were being said about Mukhtar Ansari as well. Now we do know how this was a case that date back 32 years ago, where he had in fact allegedly killed Awadhesh in broad daylight, and in that very case the court has in fact convicted Mukhtar Ansari today. This is a court verdict against Mukhtar Ansari. This is the Awadhesh Rai murder case that we are talking about, and a special court in Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. This is the special MP MLA court that has delivered this verdict in this 32-year-old Awadhesh Rai murder case, at around in which this gangster turned politician Mukhtar Ansari was the prime accused, and he in fact has now been deemed guilty by the special court. Let's take a look at some reactions that are coming in on this story, and then we'll go back to this particular story.
दोषी करार है मुख्तार अंसारी। हेलो,
न्यायपालिका पे हम लोग को पूरा भरोसा था।
दोषी करार मुख्तार।
न्यायपालिका कठोर कार्रवाई करेगी, कठोर दंड देगी। न्यायपालिका ने दोषी घोषित कर दिया। 2 बजे बाकी सजा का ऐलान करेंगे।
क्या उम्मीद है 2 बजे किस तरह की सजा सुनाई जाएगी?
मुझे लगता है कि कठोरतम दंड मिलेगा। अब ये तो हम न्यायपालिका यही करेगी। मैं तो इसके संदर्भ में, और ये भी उन्होंने दोषी करार दिया।
तो 5 आरोपी जो साथ थे उनके साथ
5 आरोपी नहीं है, केवल एक का ट्रायल चल रहा है। एक के मुद्दे पर आज निर्णय आएगा। अभी उनको दोषी करार घोषित कर दिया गया है, और सजा के बिंदु पर 2 बजे इसका।
My colleague Ananya is joining us on the broadcast. Ananya tracks the legal cases for us. Ananya, this is a huge development that's coming in from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. The MP MLA court has declared Mukhtar Ansari as guilty. The quantum of sentencing, we were just hearing that reaction from one of the lawyers, that is going to be pronounced at 2 p.m. we are told.
Yeah, yes, exactly. This will be pronounced at around 2 p.m. today. What has been very, very clear at this point of time is that Mukhtar Ansari has been held guilty. Now, going to the background of this case, dates back to 1991, when Congress leader, Awadhesh Rai was actually killed along with Awadhesh Rai as well, was killed by Mukhtar and his henchmen. And now the court will actually give out its verdict with regards to how would be the quantum of sentence in this particular case, whether it would be life, whether it would be a reverse to the real case. That is something that is a matter of time. We get to know at around 2 p.m. But since the charges are made against Mukhtar Ansari, it would be the most probably maximum of a life sentence that would be granted to him. But at the same point of time, this is a crucial judgment, because remember, Mukhtar Ansari is not somebody who's had a very good past history or a very clean record. He already has a lot of cases against him, and since this would also affect his political career as well, which is already under at some point of time, Mukhtar Ansari's conviction in this particular case could give him another jolt in a criminal
okay. Ananya, you were just mentioning about how there was an FIR that was actually filed against not just Mukhtar Ansari. There was Bhim Singh and also former MLA Abdul Kaleem, who were mentioned in that FIR. What we heard from the lawyers is just about Mukhtar Ansari. What is happening about the others in that case? In fact, hold that thought. We will just play out some more reactions, then I'll come back to you on that very question.
Advocate. जी बताओ। अंदर थे क्या? हाँ, मैं कोर्ट रूम में था जब ऑनरेबल कोर्ट जो है ठीक 12 बजे कोर्ट में आके बैठी, और जो है एक्यूज जो मुख्तार अंसारी जो चेहरा उनका कोर्ट की तरफ था, उनको उन्होंने वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से लिया, और उनको जो है ये कहा कि आप जो है इस मामले में 145 और 302 में दोषित करार दिए जाते हैं। और सजा के प्रश्न पे उस वक्त सरकारी वकील जो लोग थे, और जो मृतक अवधेश राय के जो भाई हैं, जो पूर्व मंत्री रहे, वो भी कोर्ट रूम में थे। उनके जो पर्सनल एडवोकेट अनुज यादव थे, वो कोर्ट रूम में थे। काफ़ी संख्या में एडवोकेट थे, और कोर्ट ने दोषसिद्धि पे जो सजा पे 2 लंच बाद पे रखा है। मतलब 2 ही सजा। देखिए एक चीज जान लीजिए कि 302 जिस पे जो आरोप इनके ऊपर दोषित करार दिए, इसमें आईपीसी में सिर्फ 2 ही सजा है, आजीवन कारावास या फांसी। तो अब ये तय हो गया है कि लंच बाद उनको 2 सजा में से 1 सजा दी जाएगी, या तो आजीवन कारावास होगा या तो फांसी होगा। तो फांसी का जो सजा होता है रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर केसेज में है, क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ी इनकी क्रिमिनल हिस्ट्री है। बहुत कृष्णानंद राय हत्याकांड में ये बच गए, बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट, क्योंकि उस वक्त गवाहियां जो है जितने भी गवाह थे हॉस्टाइल हो गए थे। लेकिन इसमें अजय राय जो मृतक के भाई थे उन्होंने पूरी गवाही दी और जम के गवाही दी, और जिसके चलते आज वो दोषित करार दिए गए हैं। और ये दोनों केस में दोषी करार का मतलब कि जो उन पे आरोप थे वो सिद्ध पाए गए हैं। प्रोसिक्यूशन अपने अभियोजन जो अपने आरोप में उसको साबित करने में, कोर्ट रूम के सामने इस बात को साबित करने में सफल रहा है कि आपने अवधेश राय की हत्या की है। तो अब आपको इस हत्या के परिप्रेक्ष्य में क्या सजा दी जाए, इस पे आपको सुनाना है। तो डिफेंस लॉयर जो होंगे वो सजा कम से कम की सजा की मांग करेंगे। जो हो सकता है कि कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से मुख्तार अंसारी भी अपने को कहे कि कम से कम सजा दी जाए। तो आजीवन कारावास या फांसी, 2 चीजों में एक चीज तय हो चुका है। अब उनको कम से कम आजीवन कारावास होगा। इसमें देखिए एक्यूज 5 थे, जिसमें 3 लोग की डेथ हो चुकी है। अब्दुल कलाम थे और भीम, एक और एक्यूज की मृत्यु हो चुकी है। सिर्फ एक राकेश नाइक और एक और एक्यूज का जो मुकदमा जो है इलाहाबाद में पेंडिंग है। तो इस प्रकार से आज जो है ये बहुत ही 32 साल बाद ये फैसला आया है। ये अपने आप में महत्वपूर्ण। आपको
इस कोर्ट से जो दोषी करार दिया गया उसमें क्या है?
देखिए अभी विस्तृत फैसला अभी कोर्ट ने नहीं सुनाया है, सिर्फ ऑपरेटिव पोर्शन सुनाया है।
लोगों को सजा ये दे सकता है।
देखिए
इलाहाबाद में कुछ यहाँ पे
नहीं, देखिए यहाँ पे अभी मुख्तार अंसारी को सजा सुनाई गई है, क्योंकि सजा सुनाते वक्त एक्यूज का पर्सनल होना, वहाँ मौजूद रहना जरूरी होता है। तो उनको उन्होंने वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से लिया 12 बजे और उनको वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग के बताया कि आप दोषित करार दिए जाते हैं। तो दोषित करार दिए जाने का मतलब यह है कि 302 का आरोप उन पे साबित हो चुका है। अब 302 में जो सजा होगी वो उनको कोर्ट जो है लंच बाद सुनाएगी।
Okay, getting my colleague Ananya back on the broadcast with us. Ananya is live with us now. Ananya, we just heard one of the more legal voices. They are also mentioning, considering we're talking about Section 302, there are only 2 aspects to this entire quantum of sentencing. It can be life imprisonment or capital punishment for Mukhtar Ansari. So those are the 2 things that we would get to know only at 2 p.m. once the quantum of sentence is really pronounced. But do we know about the deliberations that happened, the kind of witness statements that were recorded in the court after the court pronounced Mukhtar Ansari guilty today?
Well, there would be arguments on quantum of sentence that would be taking place, and both of the counsels would be putting forth their submissions. The defense would be putting forth as to how this is not a rare case and the minimum punishment should be given, while in fact the prosecution would be and the complainant would be pushing for a maximum punishment, that is death in this particular case. But interestingly, I'll take the viewers through a very interesting aspect in this case, but it happened in 2022, in around June 2022, while this case was being heard by a special court. The original case diary of the case actually went missing. There were allegations that, Mukhtar Ansari used his influence to actually get this case diary, disappeared. But what happened to it, it would also be mentioned in the detailed court order. Whether he would be charged of destruction of evidence is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. And once charges are framed against a particular accused is convicted of an offence, the arguments on quantum of sentence would be taking place. These are short arguments and might conclude around if they begin at around 2 p.m. they would conclude around 2:30 or 3, and we might see that the court would pronounce its order today itself as to what would be the quantum of sentence that it is granted to Mukhtar Ansari. Now, very importantly as well, recently a Gangsters Act was imposed against Mukhtar Ansari, and the 5 cases that were used to actually impose Gangsters Act on, in fact, Mukhtar Ansari also included this particular case. So the outcome of this case would also affect the Gangsters Act charges on Mukhtar Ansari. As I was telling you that he's not somebody who's had a very, very clean antecedents or clean criminal history. His criminal history goes back and he's said to be